For those veterans out there who are discouraged, you're not alone. Veterans are discouraged because you're not getting good medical care, you're not getting rated, so that opens up, that extra money for rating related medical care. I know somebody, an acquaintance, who once said, this person's a veteran too, and this person, they said, all it seems like the VA, at least in Saginaw, does is screw with people, making some people depressed, and obviously some people making them decide suicidal too. Looking at the 22 a day, and that's true. I mean, Saginaw is the worst. And as much as people try to blame, oh, it's nothing to do with our local VA, that's a lie. Because every single regional VA, they know the people that are in their particular jurisdiction who are processing claims. They know, they can look it up on the computer. So for people to say, oh, it's not our fault, blame Wisconsin, depending on what region you're from. I'm not sure if Wisconsin only handles the Midwest, or if there's um, one intake center for the entire country. I'm not sure about that part. I get hit, messed around too much on the internet um, when I try to research stuff. Get a lot of just different kinds of electronic attacks. And then sometimes, spoofed websites and stuff. But if there's one regional, or if there's one national intake center, that would be crazy, because when you go into satellite imaging, there's no building. That's the disconnect. It makes no sense at all. It's a post office box, but when you look around that particular area that postal office would be responsible for, its area of responsibility, there's no building that's the VA intake center. Veterans Benefits Administration National Intake Center. There's no such building. So I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Well, yeah, I don't know what's going on. It could be simulation. Somebody's, you know, mirroring my IP or simulating my IP or something. That way they can control what information goes in and out. I know they're doing that with my YouTube channel. That's why um, I hardly have any views. Not that it's terribly interesting, but I know that I'm helping some people. I can feel it in my heart, even if it's only two or three. I'm helping some people who are discouraged. Some of them may have had a bad past. They may be repentant. They may not be. Some of them may just, people are targeting them for no reason at all because they caught QAnon's attention. It could be as simple as that. But I was at the point of a senior raider looking, and he or she pushed it all back. I'm back at step 5. Now, uh, they put into the site that it's since December. That's not true. I filed that claim in, it was like October or November of last year. That's not true. It is not December. Somebody's screwing with me. And being as I'm surrounded by so much Wisconsin, my complex is headquartered in Wisconsin. My doctor, soon to be former doctor, is from Wisconsin. Optima Healthcare, who's handling the contract for my DBQs, is from Wisconsin. I'm seeing a pattern here, and it's not a good one. I've never heard of a VA claim taking 9 months. Generally, if it takes longer than 4, 5, or 6 months, the medical outcome of the veteran dramatically decreases. Dramatically, if you look at statistics. They take longer to 4 or 5 months, the health outcome of the veteran is usually worse. I'm being screwed with. And I'd like to be able to give advice or something to other people out there, guys and gals, who it seems like you're being screwed with. Your claim goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Sometimes going back and forth, even without enough evidence. Adjudicate the darn claim. Either deny somebody or rate them, and then let the lawyers take over. Because screwing with people long term, all it does is worsen their health. And if it's a fellow veteran who's working as a rater, you may be responsible for the death of a brother or sister veteran. Try to sleep with that at night. Certainly their children won't be able to if they're gone, and after living with a parent who's disabled, they had no income, then they lost a parent. Sleep with that at night.